Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Bowen from Pure Investments, and I'm coming at you with the second ever Bitcoin and crypto review. Thank you guys for watching so much, and thank you for your patience. Sorry I haven't made another video. I've been working on a lot of technical difficulties and trying to make these videos as good for you guys as we possibly can. I've also been very busy, of course, working with our premium members to try and give them the best support that they can get to learn and grow their overall crypto portfolio. Without further ado, let's jump right in. So before I look at this chart, which is what I would normally start with, I just want to talk about a few quick gains that we've just had. These first two are both very recent, and I just wanted to post these just so you can get the ideas. We had one of our staff members have TA that suggested this would be a really good accumulation point for people. Right around here, this was Smith, our staff member Smith. And, it went up a very happy, almost 60%, not quite. And, he said that this would be a very good sell point, this kind of consolidation point. He actually called this rebuy point. And, again, we went up another, what is that? Oh, we actually went up to here. Went up another 75%. So I just wanted to let you guys know that was some TA that we had, and all of our premium members knew about it and could have taken advantage of it. That was very happy. Our second one right here, and these are just two that I'm mentioning right off the cuff. I just jumped in right into our chats and looked back at the most recent technical analysis that our staff did. And here's another one that we did. We really thought, one of our staff members, I believe this was actually also Smith, coincidentally, Go Smith. He saw this kind of cup and he said, you know what, I think this is really going to do well, and he posted about that. So we had a lot of talk about this currency. So far we're up 80%, and as I'm saying all of this, guys, I do want to clarify that none of this is financial advice. All of this is my technical analysis and personal opinion on currencies, crypto, and what I think they are going to do. My last shill I just want to mention for Pure Investments is our Verge call. This is my call. I was very proud of this one when I called Verge at 49 Satoshis. As most of you guys know, it went up quite a lot from 49 Satoshis. So let's look at exactly it went up. That's 48, but we'll call it, that was 3,600%. So, definitely check us out at pureinvestments.org. Check out our social media websites. And now I'll quit this shilling and get to the actual market analysis. So let's reload this so I have the most updated information. Okay, so taking an initial look here, we can see there's been a lot of change in the last couple weeks. So in the last week, Bitcoin has stayed at the top, but we expected that. We're expecting that for a while more. But something that we didn't see happening was Ripple flew to second place all the way from down, not even the top 5. That was huge. And now we're seeing Ethereum get over Ripple and go up in value, which I actually called in my last video. I said that was going to happen. So let's start taking a look at our top 5. So at our number 1 place, we have Bitcoin doing what I said it would, with a little hiccup right here. So I said, at this point it was going to go up. That was my prediction. And I've been right. We had a nice little, I said it'd touch this line, go up. We had a nice little 35% increase. I actually thought it was going to hit this line. I will admit I was wrong there. We're seeing it dip back down. So now my new guess is I actually think we're going to retrace back to the 2,500 line and then go up. And am I afraid that Bitcoin is dying? No, I'm not afraid that Bitcoin is dying. Is it stagnating? Quite possible. Do I think it is? No. But it is possible. So definitely always keep an eye on Bitcoin with new amazing currencies coming out like Rail blocks, which I'm not actually going to discuss in this video, but currencies like that with zero fee transactions and shorter transfer times. It's hard for Bitcoin to keep up as it is the cryptocurrency everyone knows about. But as far as cryptocurrencies go, it isn't the best of cryptocurrencies. So really gonna have to see how that plays out, guys. Next up is Ethereum. For those of you guys who watched my last video, I said I think it would go up from right here, and so far we're up 60%. So I hope you guys took advantage of that. That was pretty nice gains, I know, for me. But I think we're going to see Ethereum keep going up. You know, Ethereum is now second in our market cap here, half of Bitcoin, which it wasn't even close to before. So we're seeing some major growth, and I think this growth is honestly going to continue. Do I think it's just going to keep skyrocketing? No, of course we're going to have a retracement at some point. But, you know, Ethereum is a good currency that has more practical use than Bitcoin does. And I wouldn't be too surprised if soon we saw Ethereum take over Bitcoin as the major trading backbone for cryptos. You know, that wouldn't be that surprising to me. Next up, we have Ripple. And Ripple, we saw have this massive run-up, which I already addressed in my previous video. And now it's kind of seeing this slow die down. And do I think Ripple is dead? No, I do not think Ripple is dead. If you look at these, you know, you can see the similarity in it. You can see the similarity in what's going on. You can even see the similarity in the MACD. The difference is this one is much more, you know, explosive, but that's because of all the growth and the added volume. Do I think Ripple is done? People have asked me this. No, I don't think Ripple is done. Crypto is just starting. The big currencies that are out there now are just starting, especially currencies that have just joined, you know, our top 20. Those are just starting. You know, we've seen things like rail blocks have crazy, what is it, 60, 70, 80 times increase in price. You know, Verge, crazy increase in price. Lisk, we're seeing Tron, you know, current Stellar, we're seeing currencies like this jump up in market cap and price. And I think that's just going to increase. You know, it's just a matter of timing it. Ripple, I think the MACD has to reset, and I think we're going to see some growth. Bitcoin Cash, I also called this one in my last video. You know, go ahead and check it if you don't believe me. But, you know, we had these two support lines, and I didn't think it would dip below it, but I wasn't sure. So I personally do not own any Bitcoin Cash, and I don't think I'll ever buy any. But I do think we're going to, you know, hit this upper line eventually. It might fluctuate in this point. And then I think, you know, I think we're going to dip back down. I think those are my two option lines, but they're not pretty. I don't think Bitcoin Cash is going to do that well in the future. It's being used a lot for tax evasion and such, and it's kind of been, I don't know. I don't have good feelings about Bitcoin Cash, but I don't need to slay it anymore. And our fifth and final top 5 market cap currency is ADA. I think ADA is actually ready for some more growth. It has had a good little run up here, and a very nice correction. Now, this scares a lot of people. To me, that just looks healthy. Right here, we have, you know, this is very loose. This is not proper TA, but this sideways movement to me is quite common in currencies, and I think we're going to see upwards growth because of it. If we look at it, not its name, but if we look at it on the 1 day, you can see we're actually about to reach a bearish divergence. You see what happened here? The last time we reached a bearish divergence is, well, we shot up. So we do have two options. I think we do have the possibility of retracing all the way down to around the 48,000 Satoshi line. But I also think we have the option to just touch and move up. ADA, I think, is a really good currency that is really good application. Next up is Litecoin. I always want to cover Litecoin because I think it's a relatively good currency as far as currencies go, and given that it's still one of the Coinbase currencies, you know, it has a lot of dominance in the market, even though, you know, we only see it at number 7. Litecoin is better than Bitcoin for its transaction speed, and it is called the silver to Bitcoin's gold. Now, like I said, I do think Bitcoin is going to be overtaken. Something else is going to become the gold. I've been saying this. I think it's true. I think, you know, we see currencies like rail blocks come out, and I think we can see, you know, Bitcoin be taken over. But until it does, Litecoin will stay the silver. You know, this is a very weak flag, but I am kind of seeing a flag. And the MACD resetting gives me a nice, in this kind of curve, gives me a nice thought that it might start going up again. You know, we saw major growth in Ethereum, and like I said, I think that's going to continue. I think Litecoin is eventually going to hit another spike, and I think we're going to see some good percent gains. I do think we're going to hit a new all-time high in relation to Bitcoin. I think, well, not excluding this whisker, you know, I think we're going to see at least this area, kind of the top of this BB. But we will see. Next up, I want to discuss something that Pure has been very bullish on and very public on our blogs, which you should definitely check out at pureadvancements.com. Our blog page is right in the tab on the top. You can click it and read them for free. And you can even talk with the people who write the blogs if you join Premium. So I'd recommend checking us out on Discord. But BNB we talked about, and one of our founders, Miles, made a great reason as to why people should accumulate in this range. And people did, and anyone who did made a very happy 120% gain, which was really cool to see because he said, hey guys, I think this will go up. And, well, about a day later, boop, there it went. You know, Binance is becoming a larger and larger trading platform, exchange, and I think we're just going to see BNB up and up. I do own BNB, and I will be holding it long term, just so that's out there in the public. Our MACD just reset, and it's going up, and I think we're going to see a curve up to new all-time highs. AMB, I will admit I don't know anything about fundamentally. I know very little about this currency, but it's pointed out to me technically, and it's new, as we can see. You know, this is only the 11th that I got listed, and it's now the 8th. And, you know, we're just seeing this upwards growth, and I think this is the very, the very beginning. I do think we can see it drop back down, back to where it started, but I do think eventually we're going to see this currency grow. Again, just because it's a new Binance currency. Really take a good look at this one, guys, because we're watching this happen as we speak. Like I'm saying, I'm definitely not saying that you should buy it right now, and I'm not saying that it will grow instantly, but I am saying just look at this upwards growth. I think we could see it continue. In this currency, it's a lot of room to grow. Next, I want to look at PO. PO was posted some technical analysis on by one of our blog staffers and premium members, Kai. I would definitely check out reading his blog articles, but he posted this one. He said, guys, I think this is a really good wedge. I think you should buy into it. And anyone who did made, what is that, 130%, which is really nice. And we're seeing another one happen. I really think this will see some growth. So I really, I'm holding PO, and I really do. I'm quite optimistic on PO technically. Fundamentally, again, I have to admit, I don't know too much about PO. When I do fundamental research, I tend to dive in quite in depth with fewer currencies, so I don't know much about PO. But just technically, I think we're going to see some growth. So, be aware for that. And if next video I say I told you so, well, I told you so. I hope I told you so. Next is TRX. Someone pointed this out to me in our premium group, and I think TRX has room to grow. You can see we have this massive run up and correction, which is obviously quite essential for a run up of this nature, right? 700%, maximum of 800, but let's be real, that's 700%. And I think this is a very healthy time for it to grow again and have another massive run up. Do be aware I'm looking at it in the hour, so not quite there yet, and I do think it could reset at least another 12%. So, be aware of that also. But I think TRX, I'm quite optimistic on TRX. The Itchy is not giving us a good signal, but I think it will eventually. Let's look at the 1 day, because I always prefer the 1 day. Oh, well, it hasn't been around long enough for me to tell. But that's looking a little bit better to me. This is looking a little bit better to me, and I wouldn't be surprised if we dipped down into the tip before we went up. Next, I want to talk about Internet of People, IOP. IOP is a currency I've been quite optimistic on for a while. You can ask people who know me, and I think it's an amazing long-term currency. This is its current price path. Sorry, well, I need to keep this open to show you guys my TA, but I know it gets a little bit messy. But we had a massive run-up, and then it kind of fell down, which is quite common for cryptocurrencies nowadays. And you usually then see them start to go back up, like it did here, and then continue upwards. But this one, fell back down after. And I think we could see some massive gains. I just drew these, percent boxes just from its current price, so those are kind of arbitrary. But these orange lines aren't. I think these are really good target prices. And again, not telling you guys to buy it, but I'm quite optimistic on the currency. I do think we could see definite growth. This one's just 100%. That one's just 200. And this one's almost, near an 1,000% gain, which, that's really good. That's making a lot of money for yourself, or for me. I do not own any IOP at the moment. I'm currently waiting for a better entry point, but I'm quite optimistic on its growth. And I think we can see, if for no other reason, just market speculation of other people agreeing, cause a run-up in the next maybe 3 months. So if you wanted to make a long-term trade, and you wanted to say, hey, Bowen, what do you think is a good long-term trade? Well, I would give you some advice. I do think IOP is a good hold. Again, I'm not telling you guys to buy. I'm just letting you guys know my opinion. Next up, we have Vertcoin. Vertcoin is a really awesome currency that I'm quite optimistic on, have been for quite a long time, ever since back around here, back May, June, July area. And I actually sold, I bought around here, and I actually sold around here, and I've actually not bought it since. But Vertcoin is really cool. It's got a lot of cool features. It's got the one-click miner. It's got, well, I won't go into it too much fundamentally here, but you can see the MACD is really strongly reset, and the currency is also reset in price quite nicely. I actually recommended, based off of my technical analysis, I said to the premium members that, this might be a good place if they were to get Vertcoin. I said, this is where it looks like the support line is. I don't think we're going to dip below this. And, for any who did, they made, what is that, 20%. And so I'm letting you guys know that I still am quite optimistic on the currency. You can see our itchy crossed over negative, which is very sad. But it's really okay because I think we still can see some crazy gains. This is only 70%. Now, only 70%, I know. But it is only 70%. But I think Vertcoin has just started. I think we can see massive run-up way above this yellow line. These are just general support lines. Next up, I want to talk about Strat. So, people are very polarized about Strat. A lot of people think it's a shit coin that is just a pump and dump coin. Some people think it's an excellent coin that has amazing fundamentals. I truthfully don't know what to think. But looking at it technically, just like IOP and so many other currencies, it had this massive run up and then a slow fall back down to this low point. And now we're seeing this run up happen again. So after doing my TA, we can see this really does look kind of like a parabola right here. So, generally the shape is like, again, this is freehand, so this is not accurate. But generally, that's what it looks like. And if we wanted to, there we go. If we wanted to look at it more specifically, our MACD is pretty stagnant, generally at an upwards rise. We just had a bullish crossover. Our itchy is now looking fantastic. We just had this spike here, and let me do a quick zoom in to the 2 hour. So for our 2 hour here, I really think we're not going to break above this price point. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. We're already a little bit above it. I think we will see it reset. The MACD is quite high. And I think that this is a strong, good support line for it. Why did I place this line where I did? Great question. I placed it because of connection points. So that's, quick TA, touching the top of this, touching the top of this peak, touching the top of that peak, and now it's at the top of this peak. Well, I think it's going to break down. And if it goes upwards, I think this currency could skyrocket. We're already seeing some really great growth, and I do think we'll see some sideways movement before more growth, but it's got some real news coming up, some really cool news. So a conference, that's not that cool. 2 verified ICOs, will start. One is an industry leader in China. That is really appealing. Now, given it is just news, but, buy the rumor, sell the news. And what is one of an industry leader in China? That's a rumor to me, So this is, that's big. Smart contracts, sidechains alpha release, iOS application. iOS application. I can't say that enough times. iOS application by March. So be aware of this, guys. Be aware of Strat, okay? I think we're going to see some major growth here in Strat, you know? If we zoom out here to the 1 day, and we just look at where it currently is, where it seems quite high if you look at it in the 1 hour, but, you know, right there, that's 70%. That's 170% growth. And I have no doubt we can reach these levels again, guys. Lastly, I have Verge. So, Verge is being called a hoax. It's being called, not a hoax, it's being called a scam. But others call Verge misunderstood. So, fact is, guys, I don't know. And I'm not going to advise you guys one way or another whether I think it's a scam or not. But I am going to say I was bullish on it at 49 Satoshis. We ended up going up this 3,000%. And now we're seeing this wedge. I think we're going to see some real growth out of this currency once we hit this wedge, you know. Verge, there's still a lot of Verge bag holders. I mean, look at that. We haven't seen the sells that we've needed. The buys back here were too crazy. Look at those. Look at these buys. And we also had this massive sell, but look at these buys. These have not been sold off. Look at this buy. We have bag holders for Verge that are holding. They think Verge is going up. And you know what? I'm also bullish on Verge. I think anywhere in this time frame, I think we could see a major increase. And lastly, I want to talk about something very similar to the Binance coin. Very similar to Binance having this major run up, you know. You can see here, like I was talking about with many currencies, we saw it go up and then kind of fluctuate downwards, hit a bottom and spike, you know. We saw this because Binance, this is the Binance currency. So I want to talk about this last tab I have open, which is KuCoin. KuCoin is another currency. I actually used to trade in KuCoin and I moved all my currency out because I just kind of stopped looking at it, to be honest. And I had some KCS at this. I think I had 5, which back in the day was worth nothing. I think maybe $2 or $3. And so I never bothered transferring my 5 KCS into Bitcoin or anything. I just kind of left it here. And I went back to find out my 5 KCS was worth $90, which is pretty cool. And that's because of this. 3,700% gain. Said again, 3,700%. If you see here, we had the same thing. Massive spike, drop off, and then whoop, increase in price. And this is again because this KCS is the currency that's used for trading in KuCoin. And these country or exchange specific currencies, they're just going to keep seeing this increase in price because they are going to become the new Bitcoin per exchange. That's my thoughts. That's my honest thoughts, guys. And, you know, that was also something that was told to premium members a while back. And they saw some, as you can see, pretty massive gains from that too. So really, I would really think about it. You know, right now, this sell wall is not the most appealing. And do I think we'll dip? Yes. I'm not telling you guys to buy now. I'm just saying overall in 2018, the new year, I think we're going to see currencies like BNB and KCS go through the roof. Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you have anything left to say. Check us out on Discord and pureinvestments.org to find out more information. If you want, and we'd appreciate it, follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, on everything else we have in the description below. Have a great day, guys.